August 24th, and this is The View with Catherine Chang. Today's topics are former President Ma's warning of war is a farce and the investigation of Zhanghua COVID-19 incident. First, I want to talk about former President Ma's warning of war is a farce. Former President Ma Ying-jeou accused President Tsai of pushing Taiwan to a brink of war with China. And President Tsai disagreed and said peace cannot be achieved by being weak on sovereignty. President Tsai reiterated that he or she should never think that bowing and scrapping on the issue of sovereignty will bring the so-called peace to the people. I totally agree with President Tsai's comment. But why did former President Ma Ying-jeou suddenly keep stressing that China might invade Taiwan? Here are several reasons. A, he wants to run for the KMT chairman election. However, I don't think he will win the election while Han Kuo-yu and Zhu Lilun are also competing. B, Ma Ying-jeou has always believed that a 92 consensus is one of his important political achievements. But the Taiwan government doesn't recognize it. The Taiwanese do not agree with it, and even the KMT has abandoned the 92 consensus. What about that? So all Ma can do is keep complaining saying that because of Taiwan doesn't recognize the 92 consensus and siding with the United States against China, so pushing the country to the brink of war. However, I don't think so. I think the tension across the strait are the result of Beijing's expansionism and its ambitious to take over Taiwan. What made me surprised is that Ma Ying-jeou's statement really sounds like what Carrie Lam said before. What's the matter with you, former President Ma? Taiwanese are very upset and disappointed with what he said. Second issue I want to talk about, the investigation of Zhanghua COVID-19 incident. What is the so-called Zhanghua incident? Well, in the past 6 months, the Zhanghua Health Bureau has asked more than 1,000 asymptomatic quarantine to go to the hospital for screening without telling CCC first. Therefore, CCC ordered an investigation which will be announced in 5 days. Here are several points. A, Zhanghua Health Bureau Chief Ye Yanbo is accused of breaching the administration. He kind of violated the standard operation procedure. That's what we call SOP. And also, the result will be announced maybe the next Sunday or Saturday. B, about the KMT has also taken action. Yesterday, it was reported that the KMT asked the 14 cities that are ruled by the KMT to conduct comprehensive screening for people who enter the country. However, the CCC disagree with it, and so do the 14 KMT mayors. They want to support the policy of the CCC head Chen Shizhong. Well, it's just like a huge slap on KMT's face. Here are the top stories. Today, we have 0 confirmed cases. Talking about the 62th anniversary at the 823 ceremony, director of the AIT, Brett Christensen, the top of U.S. envoy, attended Second Taiwan Strait Crisis Memorial for the first time. The AIT has posted photos and commended that. It said, commemorations such as these remind us that today, U.S.-Taiwan security operations built on a long and proud history that exemplify the phrase real friends and real progress. Also, President Tsai attended the commemorations accompanied by National Security Council Secretary General Gu Lixiong, Minister of National Defense Yan Defa, and Chief of the General Staff Huang Shuguang. Additionally, Taiwan Ministry of National Defense released a video on August 23rd to fight against China. The video with a statement of saying that our armies are confident and have a capability that can defeat whoever wants to invade Taiwan. Even if we only have 1 soldier left, we won't let them succeed. That's what we say in Mandarin, 战到一兵一卒. Regarding the rising tension between China and Taiwan, do you believe that the former President Ma Ying-jeou said something and disagreed with President Tsai? Well, this kind of argument, whatever happened in the weekend, I want to share with you. Ma Ying-jeou criticized President Tsai that she pushed Taiwan in the most dangerous status ever. And he said that the Tsai administration has conspired with the U.S. against China, which has effectively placed Taiwan in the center of an international international power struggle, propelling it toward the perilous situation. However, President Tsai fought back and said to bow and bend the knee will not bring lasting peace, and all Taiwanese have a responsibility toward supporting national defense. Why would a former President Ma say something like that? Taiwanese people think that he's kind of a capitulationist. According to the latest poll held by Taiwan Public Opinion Foundation, 65.8% support Tsai Ing-wen's words and only 33.9% kind of agree with Ma Ying-jeou. Well, I think that President Tsai said it correct. Because we know that China is going to have a military drill on its east coast. And China will conduct like 10 military drills for 23 days to deter Taiwan and the United States. You can see from the map, you can see from the north part here is Bohai. It's a Bohai Sea over here. And this is the Yellow Sea. Yellow Sea is kind of far away, kind of like, 1,020, 200 kilometers away from Taiwan. And over here is kind of closer. Is in Guangdong. It's at Guangdong Shantou offshore. It's like 400 kilometers away from Taiwan. And over here is near the Hainan Island. It's over here. Except for that, we know that the United States is conducting the world's biggest military drill called Rim of the Pacific International Maritime Exercise 2020. And we can see what are the contents. You can see that first, with 10 countries, 22 ships, 1 submarine, and 5,300 personnel participating in the offshore-only activities. And second, this is the second time that China didn't get invited since 2018. We know that China joined RIMPAC for 2 times. And the first time was in 2014, and the second time was in 2016. China was invited in 2018, however, because China conducted a military drill in the Indo-Pacific by themselves. So the U.S. disinvited them. Third, I want to say that the United States will continue to punish China for its growing assertiveness in the South China Sea and Indo-Pacific region. However, we know that talking about that, and we want to say that Taiwan Envoy and Taiwan and the U.S. will improve security in the Indo-Pacific region. That is a Taiwan representative to the United States, Xiao Kim, and she said that my office in the United States will also work to deepen cooperations with Washington so as to improve security in the Indo-Pacific region. However, we know that Chinese embassy in Washington pushed back against the State Department criticism. And China said that, well, it's completely unjustified, flexing muscles and stirring to the tension and inciting confrontation in the region. But, what will happen? Well, today is like a big day. We can see the United States and the rest of the 10 countries. We can see that China, they're having this kind of military drill. We will stay, about the whole thing. We'll be watching for you. And that will be the view for today. I'm Catherine Chong. I hope you enjoyed the show. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.